got to be able to carry your brothers. That's leadership. We're progressing forward. Still got a long way to go.
Hello and welcome to Pitt Beyond the Script alongside head football coach Pat Narduzzi. I'm Rob King of AT&T Sportsnet. Coach, great to catch up with you. If you can, just let us know what's going on with the football program this time of year.
Well, we're in our winter conditioning program right now, Rob, where Coach Stacchiotti, our strength coach, and his 4 assistants really have our kids 8 hours a week. So really 8 hours is focused on, weightlifting and, some type of conditioning where we're out in the snow, running, gassers and striders as we call them. But really it's just getting our kids stronger and faster this time of year and getting them ready for spring ball. So we've got, I think, an 8-week period. We're, going up into spring ball. We're getting our guys in shape and making them, a lot better football players.
When you have a new coach, a new strength coach, which Coach Stacchiotti is, how do you sort of decide what is going to be the point of emphasis, what might change from previous regimes? Do you leave that up to him? Is that a discussion you have with him? How does that work?
Yeah, he's the strength coach. He's the coordinator. To take a football coach down the weight room, it'd be all messed up. Okay, so I let everybody, let recruiting do their thing, and you try to point out different things that you like. But Coach Stacchiotti came from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's outstanding. You kind of figure out in an interview process what you want. You hear what they do, and the first thing it does, it starts with culture. What kind of discipline do you have down there? Everybody knows how to bench and squat, but if you walk down to our weight room at any time, you're going to see there's a ton of energy and a lot of discipline, as the hard work's going on, and I think they're having fun down there as well.
Okay, try to get in here, get our work done so we get down there and roll. You guys understand that? Yes, sir. On the whistle, get in your flex lines.
Well, you mentioned recruiting, and we haven't talked to you since your recruiting class came in, ranked number 22 in the country by Rivals, your highest rated class, again, according to the recruiting experts. What did you think of the way that recruiting day went?
We were excited. Obviously, it was the first recruiting date in December that we signed, our 21 guys, and we think it went, really well. And I always say this about a recruiting class: you'll find out when they get here, and sometimes it takes, 2 years to figure out if it's really the 22 ranked class or if it's the 222 ranked. But, I can't say this. We've got 12 guys here mid-year that came in, and when you look at them and you see where they are athletically, I'm excited about it. The other 12 we will get in the summer for summer term too, but we've got half of them here right now, and I'm excited about who they are. I'm excited about their focus and their work ethic right now.
It was such a trying year for recruiting. I'm sure maybe some of the guys played full seasons, maybe some of them didn't play at all. I mean, do you have to rely on, previous scouting, previous contact with the players and able to get a class together like this?
Yeah, Rob, it's a great question. It was a juggling act as far as what we do. Some guys didn't ever play a game in their senior year. Some of them have never seen the University of Pittsburgh. It was all through Zoom, FaceTime calls, walking around the office showing them what it looks like. So it was very little contact. But last January we were out. We got a good window so we could at least see some of these guys on the hoof. When I say hoof, live, whether it's just in a school and watching them walk by, watch them in gym class, whatever it may be, and so that helped us a little bit know how big they were. Really looking at them and saying, you can watch them on tape and love them, but what do they look like? I mean, you want someone that's going to grow into what you want at that certain position. So it was hard, but our coaches did a heck of a job. This 22 class is going to be a little bit harder because we haven't been out for a year. We didn't get to see them last fall. We didn't go out in January or December. We're not going to get out in May, which we usually get out. So it's going to be probably an entire year of no, opportunity to see these guys live in person.
We are all hoping that by football season, things will get back to some sense of normalcy, whether it's fans in the stands or the way you can practice or all those things. What have been the biggest obstacles? Recruiting, you just mentioned one of them. What have been some of the other difficult challenges for the program, for every program?
Well, I think the biggest one is development. Let's just take the quarterback position, for example. Kenny Pickett has been developed. We knew what we had. You get 2 days of spring ball or 3 days of spring ball last year, there's no development going on. So for that quarterback position, to get your backup or your third-team guy, or to find out who the backup is or who the third-team guy is, we didn't have much development. Missing all that spring, you jump into fall, and it's like we got to get Kenny more reps because he hadn't played since last December, against Eastern Michigan. So we've got to get him more reps, and and you really don't know who your backup quarterback is. But that was for every position. So really, those young guys lost a lot of development time, which we're trying to gain this spring, and we got to have a great spring, try to catch some of those kids up.
You bring in a new linebacker coach, somebody you have experience with. First of all, what attracted you to Coach Manilow? And then the other thing is, again, the challenge is for him getting to know his kids, because it's not practice, it's not maybe the same meetings, the same environments you've had in the past.
Well, I'll start with the last part of that question. We're not practicing, but while we're in the office, our kids are in here in that 8 hours, and they're coming up to see us all the time. We're having meetings with our kids voluntarily. Coach Manilow's had a great opportunity to meet all his guys, get to know those, and sit down and have a one-on-one meeting with each individual in that room. But Coach Manilow's done an outstanding job. I've got a long-lasting relationship with him since we coached him. He was a walk-on at the University of Cincinnati. He played linebacker for us at a high level. Was a guy you could count on as a player, and you can count on him as a coach. He came up to Michigan State as a coach as well, was a graduate assistant coach, learned what we were doing as a coach now. And then he went on his own little track from Valparaiso through the ranks all the way to Bucknell as a defensive coordinator. And it was a slam dunk hire. We had some other guys we looked at, but from the very beginning, he was the #1 guy, and everybody was going to have to beat him out.
Oh, a generous gift, a spring game, and a pro day. All that and more coming up when we resume on Pitt Beyond the Script.
Hey, yo, finish on me, finish on 3, 1, 2, 3. Whoa.